is on. I know it's like that for some.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We will now start our Richland County Board of Zoning Appeals meeting for Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025 at approximately 3:06. I would like to call us to order and recognize that we do have a quorum. And I will begin with the public notice announcement. In accordance with the Freedom of Information Act, a copy of the agenda was sent to radio and television stations, newspapers, persons requesting notification, and posted on the bulletin board located in the County Administration Office. At this time, I will present the rules of order. The Board of Zoning Appeals is a quasi-court. It will take evidence that's presented, and it will hopefully render a decision today for each case. The way that the mechanics of this will work is that the applicant will be allotted 15 minutes to present their case. Anyone that is signed up in opposition will be granted up to 3 minutes each to present their opposition. And then the applicant, if necessary, will be allotted an additional 5 minutes for any rebuttals. The board can extend those times at its discretion or as needed. The board may have questions for the applicant and also potentially anyone signed up to speak. The agenda is ordered as the board requires to conduct business. Usually the cases are ordered based on the filing date. Some cases may take longer than others, depending on the complexity of the case, the issues at hand, numbers of witnesses, etc. When you are called to testify, please address your remarks to the board. No exchanges between the speaker and the audience. Please, no audience demonstrations or testimonies other than those at the podium. You are under oath and are being recorded, so please don't promise to do something that you're not prepared to do. Don't fail to say something that's material to what you do intend to do, and please speak into the microphone. In terms of evidence presented, this is not as formal as a court. We will accept documents that you have submitted, including any kind of last-minute submissions that you may bring today, and those items you submit will be weighed appropriately. Cases can either be approved, denied, or they could also be granted a conditional decision based on meeting certain conditions. The decisions are final when the minutes are approved, which is typically 1 month from the meeting or the next scheduled meeting. If you take any actions before the decision is final, you proceed at your own risk. Any persons who may have substantial interest in the decision rendered by the board today may request a reconsideration of their decision prior to the approval of minutes. This reconsideration request must be based on a specific error made by the board, and if you have an issue, you may obtain more information about this process from Mr. Price, the zoning administrator. Once the request for reconsideration has been exhausted, any person with substantial interest in the decision of the board may appeal it to a circuit court, and those appeals must be filed within 30 days after the decision of the board has been mailed, and that does not occur until the minutes have been approved. If you are unhappy with the decision of the board today, please follow the reconsideration and appeal process. Please do not voice your displeasures if frustrated with the board. A few housekeeping items. Please silence and turn off all cell phones or pagers. Please make sure that your name is on the sign-in sheet for each case. If you need to come and go, please do so quietly. The board may have occasions to enter into executive session or recess. Anyone that is planning to provide testimony today at this time, please rise to be sworn in. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you shall give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. Thank you. You can be. So, Mr. Price, correct me if I'm wrong. Are we doing election of officers today? Are we? I'm sorry, Tommy.
Chair.
Yeah.
No, and my apologies. We typically elect those because we've met and elected officers within a year, usually by this date. But however, since the board has infrequently met, it has been pointed out that the positions are for the elected officers are for 1 year because we did not elect any positions until July because we didn't meet before then. It'll be July of 2026. In the bylaws. Sorry.
So the record will reflect, as you just stated. Now we will do the adoption of the 2026 calendar. Have a motion to accept if there are no errors or any corrections, can I have a motion to accept the adoption of the 2026 calendar?
It's just quick question. I'm, and I don't know if this is the place for that, but I'm looking at the planning commission. They meet at 6. The zoning meet at 7. The public hearing. Just wondering why we meet.
I hear you.
I was just seeing how the times of the meeting times. You know, the planning commission was at 6. The zoning hearings at 7. And we're at 3. I didn't know if it was practical or made sense to maybe think about a time a little bit beyond that 3 o'clock time frame, if it made sense.
So the board can change the time by a majority vote. Let me just check the bylaws real quick, make sure there's nothing in there procedurally that you would need to do. I do not see anything in the bylaws that specifically addresses the time, so I believe by doing a majority vote, you could look at changing to another time if desired.
Are willing to discuss that, or? I just thought about it because specific time I didn't necessarily have in mind, but I thought it would be more on that 3 o'clock time.
You're at liberty to make a motion for a time, and then we vote on it.
Oh, you want to discuss the time first, like 6? Is that what you want to do? And then,
Have to be that late, you know.
Mr. Chair. And so one thing I'll offer is that one of the reasons why Planning Commission moved their time from 3 to 6 was for additional public input. Granted, some of their items, they generally have more on the agenda, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you couldn't change the time to a later date to allow for either more participation or input.
Well, I would say with the new calendar, let's just kind of see what cases we're going to have in the next few months, and if it's something that we can always revisit later. Is that an option, Mr. Delegate? Versus doing it today?
That is correct. I believe I would have to double check to see if we have to readopt the calendar. The dates wouldn't necessarily be the issue, but when we publish it, it'll be the time. But I don't see. We can talk with legal about it. It seems like you would be able to do it again by majority vote as long as we were to publish and advertise the amended.
Ample time.
Yes, correct.
It's fair.
Correct.
I move that we adopt the 2026 calendar with dates and times permitted.
Have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and second that the adoption of the 2026 calendar is accepted. Next would be the additions and deletions to the agenda.
We do need to do a vote count real quick, though.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Reese,
Yes.
Lautenhauser,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Yes.
Alderman,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
All right, the motion is approved.
Okay, next on the agenda is the additions and deletions to the agenda. Can I have a motion to accept the agenda as it is if there aren't any additions or deletions?
Are we removing election of officers?
Yes, so that will be moved to a later date. So that'll be, we won't be doing the elections of officers today.
Will in that, or will we
Um,
delete it?
You could, you could move to approve the agenda with the exception of deleting the elections of officers, which is item number 3.
I'd like to move that we approve the agenda with the exception of election of officers, which is item 3.
Can I have a second?
Second.
We're ready for the vote?
All right, Reese,
Yes.
Lautenhauser,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Yes.
Alderman,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
All right, that motion is approved.
And that will also include the adoption of the agenda as well, correct? Or do I need to go ahead and move a motion for that?
I believe with the additions and deletion, we can do it
Like
if you want to make
coincide?
it clean. But basically that was adopting the agenda with that deletion.
So can I have a motion to accept the adoption of the agenda with that omission of the deletion for the elections, bullet point number 3?
Motion to accept.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Ready for the vote?
All right, Reese,
Yes.
Lautenhauser,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Yes.
Alderman,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
All right, that motion is approved.
Now that takes us to the approval of the minutes from our last hearing for 9 July 2025. Can I have a motion to accept if everyone has viewed them and have no rebuttals?
I move that we accept the minutes from July 9th, 2025 meeting.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Are you ready for the vote?
All right, Reese,
Yes.
Lautenheiser,
Yes.
Hendricks,
Yes.
Alderman,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
All right, that motion is approved.
Okay, the rules of order have been established along with the public hearing notice, and now we give it to Mr. Delegate.
All right, so our only case today, the applicant is, and I apologize if I butcher any names. Is it Lucretia Turner Parks? Lucretia, my apologies. The applicant is requesting a special exception to establish a short-term or transitional housing facility on property that's zoned general commercial district that is located at 1117 St. Andrews Road. The TMS number is R06012-02-23. All right, the parcel size is currently half an acre. It is occupied by a single-family residential structure. The general area consists of parcels that are dedicated to commercial, multifamily, and institutional uses. As part of the board's review for establishing a short-term or transitional housing facility, there are certain locational criteria that are part of it, in addition to your typical review of impact to pedestrian safety, or will it create noise, smoke, odor. Specifically, the facility shall be located within a half-mile radius of a transit stop or some kind of surface transportation terminal. It also has to be located within a half-mile radius of 2 or more of the following: professional services, doctor's office, legal services, grocery stores, job development centers, or other supporting social services. It cannot be located 300 feet from any residential district, 1,000 feet of a child license center or elementary school or secondary school, 1,000 feet of a public park or library, or a quarter-mile of an existing short-term transitional housing facility. One thing should be noted is if it is located less than that distance requirement, the board can always determine that it's not a detriment by having the facility less than that location. So there is a little bit of discretion that the board can take on those distance requirements. So looking at it, the records indicate the existing structures approximately 1,724 square feet. It is located within a half-mile radius of a transit stop, specifically a bus stop. It is also located within a half-mile radius of a dental office and legal services. I did not observe any factors that would negatively impact the properties in the surrounding area by establishing this particular use. And even though that it was deemed that there is some potential shorter distances for some of those other uses for that 1,000 foot, staff did not see anything detrimental to that and thus recommends approval. If it is granted approval by the board, it will require some additional reviews that it will include but not limited to planning, building, and fire marshal. And as part of that, staff also recommends placing some additional conditions to it. One thing is that typically we recommend getting the use established within 1 year of the approval of the special exception. Also, any major changes, so any kind of changes to the site layout, structure, or additional structures will require additional review by the Board of Zoning Appeals. And basically that the zoning administrator shall determine if any requested changes to the special exception are deemed major changes. And as part of that, the review and action, you can approve the application as submitted, approve the application subject to the conditions listed under the special exception section, or to deny the application.
Okay, at this time, our Vice Chairman, Alexander Alderman, he will actually read the names of those that's going to speak at the podium. And again, the applicant, you have 15 minutes, but for the record, state your name and address. And he'll call the names as you guys are to come up to the podium.
Good, thank you. So we'll go ahead and get started. So I'll first have Ms. Lucretia Lucrecia Turner up to the podium, please. You come up, just state your name clearly and your address, right? Address, yep.
My name is Lucrecia Turner Parks. My address is 1020 Floral Drive, Columbia, South Carolina, 29223.
Okay, you will have 15, I think you have 15 minutes to speak.
I filed this application because I'm looking to open a domestic violence shelter. As a survivor of domestic violence, I know that housing for women and children that are escaping from domestic violence here in Columbia is shorthanded. The house will be used for women of domestic violence. I deal with the police. I deal with hospitals. I am a court advocate. Anything dealing with domestic violence is what I do. It will be a secret home. Nobody will know we're there. It's a very quiet and private entity. I am licensed by the state. I have a federal ID number. I'm excited about the project. I wish there would have been housing when I needed housing. So this is my way of giving back and being a blessing. My phone rings 24 hours a day. We have other locations that are open, but at this point in time, they're full. We have women right now housed, we're paying hotel fees. So opening a house will be a help to us because the monies that we're spending out, the grant monies that we are getting, we could put it into our facility. We have programs. I am a part minister at Zion Canaan Baptist Church at 7820 Farrell Road. I have teachers that go there that have committed to volunteering to come and teach if there's women, that need GEDs. I have counselors that have committed to come and counsel, psychiatrists. We have programs to help build their self-esteem. I have programs that will help them re-enter, because when we're in a domestic violence situation, you're numb. You really don't know what's going on. So this program that I have put together, it is a 2-year program. It is there and designed to help women, to empower women, to take back who they are and be able to stand on their own 2 feet and understand why we, and I say me because I was in one, why we entered into a situation as that and to never enter it again. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll have Mr. Ben, is it Price?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Ben Price. My address is 105 Wolverhampton Court in Lexington, South Carolina. I'm really just here. I am Ms. Turner's real estate agent, so we found this spot for her, and based on kind of what we've seen, for us, it definitely checks all the boxes for what we think can help her to help these women. And hopefully from what we've researched and seen, it fits most of your criteria too. So that's kind of why we're here today. If there's any questions that y'all have for us. I know one thing you said was adding on to the structure as it is now, we're making any changes. There's no plans for that. So the structure will remain as it is. So there's no plans for that. But anyway, I just wanted to speak to Ms. Turner's character, say, I think what she's doing is a great thing. Definitely something that, as she said, is lacking a little, maybe not lacking, but there is a lot of women needing help, and she's already helping those women. So this is just a step to help her further help other folks too. So thank you.
All right, next we'll have, I believe it's Miss, is it Sherry or Cherie Avery? Cherie Avery, thank you, Miss Avery.
Good afternoon, I'm Cherie Avery. Address is 301 Pond Branch Road, Lexington, South Carolina. And I am actually the real estate agent and property manager for this property. So I would like to say that myself and the owners fully support this endeavor. We look forward, if this is approved, to be able to just be a part of this. My owners like to give back to the community too, not just rent houses and rent space. So we're very excited about it, and we will support them in any way we can. Even if we have a few more hoops to jump through, we're willing to do that. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions that they would like to ask?
I do have one. I know we're asking for this exception because we're short on the 1,000-foot one. Which one are we short on? Is it the child care center? Is it the playground? Where are we at that we're not hitting the checkbox on that?
So it's the daycare. My understanding is that there was still a open business license for the use, but it may no longer be functioning. Wasn't able to determine, if they just never closed their business license, but it is worth noting because they do have an open business license for that use. However, staff's opinion is that it wouldn't, nothing was observed that would be detrimental in approving the use, even though it may not necessarily meet that 1,000-foot criteria. But again, that is ultimately at the board's discretion. When you sign off on business license every day, the names start to run together. Yeah, MRR Academy. I do not recall though if they're doing business as and their corporate name was the same. But that was one of the things that we had to look up to make sure is what MMR Academy is, and it's kind of what you see most daycare now. They call it Montessori school or something else like that, but ultimately it's a child care facility.
Have any more questions?
I have some questions, and I sympathize and empathize with it, so I want to be clear on that part of it. It's currently being occupied as a residential component, is that correct? The parcel is currently occupied by a single-family residential structure.
It's vacant at the moment.
Vacant at the moment?
Yes, sir.
And how many bedrooms does it have?
Okay, it has 4 bedrooms.
4 bedrooms, and it's what, 1,400 usable space? Probably
It's about 16.
2 bathrooms?
Yes,
Could you
sir.
just, and again, this is just for knowledge, just could you talk through, you got a 2-year program and you got 4 bedrooms. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Okay.
Could you just talk through that just a little bit for me?
Okay, I'm sorry. What was your question?
Yeah, so you got a 4-bedroom house and the program is, what you stated, is 2 years long. So
Yes.
ideally, I mean, you maybe could get 2 people per room. So is that the goal to
My
maybe have
goal
a
is in the
capacity?
master bedroom, we can actually get 4 women in that room. The master bedroom has its own bathroom. If you come out of that room, in the hallway, there's 2 bedrooms. We can actually get 2 women in each of those bedrooms that will be able to use, have their own bathroom. The 4th bathroom will also use the hallway bathroom. That'll be a single-use room.
And it's a 2-year program, right?
Yes.
So the maximum will probably be about 8 people. And again, I sympathize and empathize. I'm just asking general questions.
Our
just to
max
kinda
is
get a
going to be
clarity
about 8 people. Yes, sir.
for a 2-year time, and nobody
Yes.
else will be able to take advantage of the services.
No,
during
sir,
that
we're
time?
still looking for more property.
I
We're
got you, I
starting,
got you.
this
I'm
is
with
just
you. This is the
one
beginning.
property, then we're looking to move to other properties. But what I do want to say, when I talk about domestic violence, most places that you call right now, you have 45 days. It took me, after being stabbed over 20 plus times, beat with a crowbar, left for dead, it took me 12 years to get my mind together. After you come out of a situation, you're in the hospital, it takes time. And trying to rush through a situation, I promise you, you're gonna go back and you're gonna go back. Am I telling you everybody's gonna be a success story? No, I'm not. I can't promise anybody anything like that. We have women that are housed right now and they want to go back. I'm not here to hold anybody. But if you want an opportunity to better yourself, because number one, we as women, we should be valued. And this is just not treatment we should have to go through. But if that is your choice, that is your choice. But if you want to be around where you're going to be empowered to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, reclaim what was taken from you, then I have the program for you.
I got you. I'm with you. And again, no, because I don't want to get the wrong
I don't want you to get the wrong interpretation.
And I sympathize, empathize with it. I'm not against what you're trying to do. I'm just trying to figure out the logic behind using a residential home, 4-bedroom, and time stamping it for 8 people at a time.
There were no buildings that we could
start.
actually find. Most of the buildings are already transitional. So we couldn't find buildings. Grant money, we thought about building, but at this point in time, grant money has been shut down. So we can't use the grant money to build, so we've got to take small steps. This is the beginning. We're going to get the women we have in the hotels out of the hotels into a house. As my realtor said, we're constantly looking for places, and I'll probably be back before you again every time I find a place, because this is in my heart. This is my dream. This is what God has given me, and I'm going to keep fighting. I will not give up.
Yeah, I'm with you too. So just another point, and again, I'm all for it. I want to be clear on that. But again, there are some things with putting 8 people into a home that's meant to be for probably about 3 or 4 people. So I just want to caution there. And you said there's no other interior, there's no structural interior things that need to be done to the home to accommodate 8 people.
No. When you go to sister care, you got 16 people in one room. You got 16 women in one room.
I have a question. I'm sorry to interrupt you. How will it be staffed?
How will it be staffed? We will have a house mother that will, we have 3 of them. They will be there from in the morning, the afternoon, and in the evening. We will have a cook, which will be me because I'm a chef. So I will be there to cook. I work at DJJ right down the street as the dietary manager. So when I get off of work, I will go straight there. We will have armed security. I know quite a few of the guards that are out here that have committed to being there with us. So that's how we're going to be staffed. We don't want to put anybody in a situation where they feel like they're being treated as a child. That I don't want to do. But there is going to be someone there in that house 24 hours a day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Else have any more questions?
Is there adequate parking? Are those 8 individuals bringing vehicles with them? Is that?
You know what? That's a great question. 99% of us leave with the clothes on our backs. We're not bringing cars. We're not bringing suitcases. None of that. So I hope that answers your question. That's just something we don't have to worry about. You may have 1 or 2 that may have a car. We have adequate parking for that. But 99% of them, they're not coming with vehicles. Number one, they don't come with vehicles because the abuser, if their name is on a vehicle with that person, all they gotta do is go to DMV. They can tell you where you are. So we suggest, and every DV program suggests, when you walk away, you walk away. You pull those kids out of that school, we help you change jobs because we don't want that person they're looking for you, but we don't want them to find you. So you've got to change everything in your life to be successful. And right now, I have a young lady out of Winsboro. They're waiting on me. The judge is waiting on me to get a house. She's court ordered in my custody. I'm just waiting.
Okay, any more questions from the board?
What kind of conditions can the board, in addition, I really think and I'm moving, and if we don't have the authority, but I think when the last time you had the home inspected? Like a regular inspection done on the home? Would you be doing that? Would it be a purchase for the home on that? Is the home for sale? Would you guys be doing an inspection or anything?
It's for lease, but we will have the fire department will be coming out. We've got, there's someone else that's gonna be coming out too. So we have to open up to everybody that wants to come out.
No, and my reservation is, and it's just a reservation, we're taking a single-family home that has a hot water heater that's designed to only service a certain amount of people. If you increase that, and then you have one kitchen that's designed to feed maybe whatever, you're gonna be feeding 8 people 2 or 3 times a day, I just would suggest that you possibly get the home inspected. I'm not sure when it was built or if any upgrades or anything have been done to it, but yeah.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Very briefly, just to answer or provide some information that may answer your question. As part of the process for establishing the use, they will have to go through a review with zoning. First, verify, make sure a special exception's been approved. Second will be building department. So they'll have to the building department will make sure that, the use and any required building codes are met prior to their approval, as well as the fire marshal. And typically the fire marshal's key because they're going to look at the occupancy load for the structure. So that will actually kind of set the cap on the number of folks that can be there by fire code. So I think what you're getting at may be addressed via that process.
Okay.
That's it.
So any more questions from the board? So at this time, we'll move forward with a motion, and I would like to submit a motion that we approve the application subject to conditions of approval the board determines are necessary for the proposed use to comply with sections 26-4.2, D, 3, and 9, special exceptions, decision standards, and that would also include, as our zoning administrator said, additional review from the planning, building, and fire marshal. Also, the use must be established by official review by Richland County within 1 year of the approval of the special exception. Major changes to the site, such as an increase in square footage, height, and/or orientation of the buildings will require an additional review and approval by the Board of Zoning Appeals, and the zoning administrator shall determine if any requested changes to the special exception are major changes. Could I have a second?
Second.
Ready for the vote?
Okay. Reese?
Approve.
Lautenheiser?
Approve.
Hendricks?
Yes.
Alderman?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
All right, the motion carries and is approved.
Congratulations.
At this time, is there any other business we need to discuss?
There is, Ms. Chair. Mr. Price was able to confirm for us, thankfully, very quickly, is that the board will need to confirm the time of the meeting at the adoption of the calendar. They can't change once the calendar is adopted and a new year begins. That is state law. Basically, per SC Code 30-4-80, because of FOIA, all public bodies must give written public notice of the regular meetings at the beginning of each calendar year. This includes dates and times and places of all regularly scheduled meetings.
So I would need to go back and ask for us to revisit the adoption, to move in a motion to adopt the 2026 calendar with it staying as it is, knowing that the time would have to stay at 3 p.m. and we couldn't discuss this again into the next official calendar year, correct?
So yes, if you do not revisit the item, it will by next meeting in the new calendar year, it will have to remain that way for 2026.
Something that we would need to break into executive session to discuss further, or?
Just make a motion to revisit it at the next meeting,
Well,
possibly?
If you revisit it the next meeting, you wouldn't be able to change it until 2027 because it
Right.
would be adopted, the new calendar year would have already started and it would have been published. So basically, you would have to change it
Right, yeah.
prior to, yeah.
I want to make sure.
Come up with a time.
Correct.
Hour and a half? No,
Well-
go ahead.
My thoughts is to keep it the same,
Yeah.
only because we're not gonna always have one case, or maybe two, and then you may have 3 or 4 objections, and you have to give people time to rebuttal and speak, and that could have us in here sometimes to maybe 6 or 7 if we have 3 or 4 cases that maybe been tabled, or that we have to.
Mr. Price was just mentioning as far as for like the time, generally, let me try to think how to phrase it. Your 4:30, your 4 to 6 are your peak traffic times. So, I think that was also kind of factoring into, that 6 o'clock hour. It allows folks to get off and then travel, even though they will be traveling during, peak traffic times. But, again, it's at the board's pleasure as to what time they want to meet. Just offering that as just kind of.
Yeah, my thought on it, if it's not gonna be 6 or 7, which would permit the average person who works a 9 to 5 to get off work and then be here by 6, if it's gonna be 4:30, then we shouldn't change it. If it's gonna be 6, then maybe we can consider it, but like the chairman was saying, if we have something, we can be in at 9 or 10 o'clock if we got 3 or 4 cases. But if you wanna make a motion, I just wouldn't, personally, I wouldn't approve anything unless it was 6 or 7 or after, like, 5 o'clock, yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, I mean, we're discussing, right, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to point out, just from observations over the years, and I understand your rationale for wanting to, maybe look at the times. And as Mr. DeLade stated earlier, one of the reasons why the Planning Commission changed their times was because they wanted to allow people to have the opportunity to come in and speak. Because a lot of people, they deal with a lot of map amendment cases, and people had concerns in the area. Some people said they couldn't make the 3 o'clock. Or sometimes they would have to get off work. So kind of along the lines where you're headed. So that was one of the reasons why they made their change. If looking at some of the cases that y'all have had over the last few years, I know some of you are still relatively new to the board, but some of you have been here for a little while. We don't frequently have a lot of cases before the board. Very few special exceptions, variances. I think you've done a good job being very consistent with how you apply the variance standards. So I think it makes it easier for staff, Mr. DeLage in his role, to kind of let the applicants know what the likelihood of it is and that they have to meet this criteria. It's not a matter of just coming in, hey, I'm hoping they'll do it for me. So that has really kind of cut down on the number of cases that you have. So if you kind of just wanted to use what you have had to deal with over the last couple of years, and even looking at his agendas, and I think as the chair was stating, I don't think you're gonna have a lot of those cases. Now, you could. There could always be that one case. It doesn't have to be 3 or 4. It could be one case that could be here for a while. But overall, you don't have a lot of cases. So we just want to point that out for you, as you kind of make that consideration of whether your time should change or shouldn't.
I'm off during the.
Is that what it is?
I'm flexible, so whatever y'all.
I just wouldn't do 4:30 is what I'm saying. It may go from 3 to 4:30 to do a vote for an hour and a half. I wouldn't do that. Now, if it was 6 or 7, then I probably wouldn't like that, you know, but I would consider it if it's a point of contention for you.
All hearts and minds are clear to leave it as is, so do we need to do a motion to, or that was just other business to discuss?
Yep, no, that was just to let you know it wouldn't be changed, that you would need to address that at this afternoon's meeting. But no, if you've already voted on it, so you've adopted the calendar for 2026.
So at this time, there is no more official business, so our meeting for today, December 3rd, 2025, is now adjourned, with the next meeting being January 7th, 2026 at 3 p.m.
And we can double check, but I believe there are no cases. I'm not aware of any, but I'll double check. No. One of the suggestions, though, would be just a brief meeting to do the elections of officers for that meeting, just so it'll be established. But there are no cases at this time that we were aware of, but we'll double check.
Election of, I thought we weren't meeting until July. I thought it'd be.
My apologies, I misspoke. So it has to do with the calendar year in the bylaws. So the last time we did, I believe, meet was the July timeframe. So I misspoke. I did say that earlier.
February to do elect officers.
Reconvene in January here for just a generic meeting here at the office at 3 p.m. on January 7th.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Meeting adjourned.